about the atmosphere right after heavy rain. The air is still, the sky washed clean, and the immediate threat of a storm has passed. That specific, quiet atmosphere is exactly what English poet Emily Jane Brontë captures here. You might recognize her as the author of the classic novel Wuthering Heights, which she originally published under the pen name Alice Bell. Here in Lesson 6 of your Class 9 syllabus, we are looking at her poem, Mild the Mist Upon the Hill. We are reading a text that explores the link between our physical environment and our internal emotional state. The weather doesn't just surround the poet, it mirrors the way she reflects on her own life. The poem opens with a direct observation of the weather. The mild mist resting on the distant hills serves as a guarantee. Because the mist is soft and calm, it tells the poet there will be no harsh, violent storms tomorrow. Brontë then uses a striking image. The day has wept its fill. She equates the heavy rain to the physical act of crying until there are no tears left to shed. Look at the state of the landscape now that the rain has stopped. It has spent its entire store of silent sorrow. The storm is over, but the quiet weight of that sadness remains, reflecting the poet's own adult perspective. This serene evening is a moment of stillness where the exterior world is at peace, holding the residue of the heavy, quiet sadness before. As she watches those blue clouds gather, the poet's mind drifts into the past. The mist blurs the boundary between her current surroundings and her earlier years. In the second stanza, she says, "Oh, I'm gone back to the days of youth." She finds herself seeing the world as a child again, looking for the safety she once knew. She specifically recalls the landmarks of her youth. Her mind settles on her father's sheltering roof and the familiar entrance of the old hall door. Notice the word "neath" in this stanza. This is simply a poetic abbreviation for beneath. Brontë drops the first syllable to maintain the rhythmic flow of the line. These specific memories, the roof and the door, stand in opposition to her current state. Revisiting her childhood home offers a sense of protection against the silent sorrow she feels as an adult. The memory eventually fades. The poet finds herself back in the present, watching the cloudy evening fall after a long day of rain. But her perspective has shifted. The heavy, spent sorrow of the first stanza is replaced by the sweet mists of summer in the third. The environment is the same, but it no longer feels quite so heavy. If we look at the word nest provided in your textbook, we see the word pall defined as a thick cloud. Brontë describes the mountain chain wrapped in this thick, cloudy blanket. She is now experiencing two realities at once. While she is physically standing in the evening mist, she is emotionally warmed by the sweetness of her history. In the final stanza, Brontë focuses on the ground level. She notes the thick dampness standing in the long green grass. She uses a striking simile, comparing the heavy dew to morning's tears. The moisture on the grass is a physical reminder of the rain that has passed, much like a lingering emotion. Finally, the imagery moves from the eyes to the nose. The damp earth releases a specific fragrance, a dreamy scent that, for the poet, breathes with the essence of years gone by. Nature serves as the connecting thread here. By observing the mist and the scent of the grass, Brontë reconnects with the comfort of her memories, softening the weight of her present day. Let's apply what we've learned to exercise 1 on page 47. For question 1, the mist was upon the hill. For question 2, the sorrow of the day is described as silent. And for question 3, the hall door mentioned is old. Turning to the next page for the rest of the exercise. In question 4, the poet watches the cloudy evening. For question 5, the color of the mist is blue. And in question 6, the damp stands on the grass. When you understand the imagery of the poem, these questions become clear. Subscribe for more deep dives into your syllabus, and I'll see you in the next lesson.